Hello everyone, welcome back to my 4-part series where I go over 4 true crime cases that left a mark on 2025. In today's video, we're discussing the Lady Bird Lake deaths, a series of mysterious cases in which multiple men were found dead in and around Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas. Before I get into the video, I need to say, please do not send hate to anyone mentioned in this video. The video is made for entertainment purposes only. On June 3, 2025, a paddleboarder on the Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas, spotted what appeared to be a deceased individual floating in the water. The paddleboarder notified the authorities and the body was recovered from the lake. The deceased body was identified as 17-year-old Iwamiri Shote, who had been reported missing by his family 2 days earlier. Originally from Richardson, Texas, Iwamiri was visiting Austin with his family and went kayaking on Lady Bird Lake on June 1. He was last seen sharing a paddleboard with his sister before swimming into deeper water, where he went under and never resurfaced. Iwamiri's death was ruled an accidental drowning by the Austin Police Department, as investigators found no signs of foul play or trauma on his body. Even though his death was clearly an accidental drowning, the recovery of Shote's body contributed significantly to renewed public fear and speculation about a potential serial killer targeting young people around Lady Bird Lake, sometimes referred to as the Rainy Street Ripper. From 2022 until 2025, 38 bodies have been found in and around the Lady Bird Lake. Police have been tight-lipped and adamant that there is no serial killer walking around Austin, Texas, but not all members of the public believe them. Let's now go over some of the bodies that have been found in the lake since 2022. On July 14, 2022, the body of Ricky Parks was discovered floating in the water near 9 East Avenue. The only information police released about Ricky was that he was 59 years old at the time of the discovery. According to authorities and media reports, there were no signs of foul play, and his death was classified as a non-suspicious recovery. On December 19 of the same year, at around 3:30 a.m., an unnamed witness called 911 after hearing gunshots and seeing a truck drive into Lady Bird Lake. Police arrived shortly afterward and recovered the body of 45-year-old Josue Moreno from the water. Investigators determined that Moreno had been shot before his vehicle entered the lake, and his death was classified as a homicide. About 1 month later, 18-year-old Joel Santiago Gonzalez Perrin was arrested in connection with the case. He was later sentenced to 35 years in prison for Moreno's murder, along with additional crimes committed in 2022. 30-year-old Jason John was reported missing on February 6, 2023, by a friend who hadn't heard from him after he was last seen the night before. Jason was last seen leaving a bar on Rainy Street and walking toward Lady Bird Lake. 8 days later, on February 13th, his body was recovered from the lake. Police and the medical examiner found no signs of external or internal trauma, and toxicology revealed alcohol in his system but no illegal substances. According to a witness, Jason was seen vomiting near the water before falling in and someone calling 911. His death was ultimately ruled an accidental drowning, with investigators stating there was no evidence of foul play. On April 1, 2023, the body of 33-year-old Jonathan Honey was recovered from Lady Bird Lake near 10 Rainy Street. Investigators determined that he had last been seen the night before at a food truck in the Rainy Street Bar District. Police and the medical examiner reported no signs of trauma, and toxicology results showed alcohol and a legally prescribed medication in his system. Again, authorities ruled his death an accidental drowning, stating there was no evidence of foul play. The body of 30-year-old John Christopher Hayes Clark was recovered from Lady Bird Lake near Longhorn Dam around 1:20 p.m. on April 15, 2023, after multiple people called 911 to report seeing a person in the water. He was identified at the scene, and investigators stated there were no signs of foul play or suspicious circumstances. Authorities did not publicly release toxicology results or a full autopsy. His death was classified as a non-suspicious recovery. Jeff Jones, who was visiting Austin from Boston in June 2023 for a bachelor party, became separated from his friends late at night near West 6th Street. He was later found unconscious beneath a bridge and hospitalized with multiple broken vertebrae, ribs, and other serious injuries. Jones claimed he had been drugged with date rape-type substances and either fell or was pushed approximately 25 feet from the West 6th Street Bridge into Shoal Creek. Toxicology reports reportedly detected benzodiazepines in his system, which some viewed as supporting his account. While the incident drew public attention and fueled fears of a possible serial attacker near Lady Bird Lake, authorities have not confirmed that Jones was drugged or pushed. Now that we have gone over some of the many cases, let's get into the theories of what could be the reason why so many bodies have been found in a short period of time. The first theory is that a serial killer is going around Austin, Texas targeting and murdering men. This serial killer is often referred to as the Rainy Street Ripper. Due to the unusually high number of bodies recovered in a short period of time, and what many perceive as a dismissive response from law enforcement, one theory suggests that an active serial killer may be operating in Austin, Texas, targeting adult men, drugging them, and disposing of their bodies in Lady Bird Lake. Between 2022 and 2025, a total of 38 people were recovered from the lake, with many of the deaths occurring within a concentrated area near Austin's Rainy Street nightlife district. The tight geographic clustering and frequency of these recoveries have led some to question whether coincidence alone can explain the pattern. According to available sources, 30 of the 38 victims were male, with around 60% falling within the 30 to 49 age range. Most of the deaths have been ruled accidental drownings, while others were attributed to suicide, drug overdoses, or natural causes. 6 deaths remain listed as having an unknown cause, and only one of the 38 cases has been classified as a homicide. Several of the men, including Jason John, Jonathan Honey, and John Christopher Hayes-Clark, were last seen in or near the same nightlife corridor before their deaths. In multiple cases, the timeline between when they were last seen and when they were recovered from the water remains unclear. For instance, Jason John was last observed leaving a Rainy Street bar alone. His body was not discovered until 8 days later, raising questions about how he could have entered the lake without being noticed in such a heavily trafficked area. Concerns have also been raised about toxicology results and physical inconsistencies, as alcohol appears repeatedly in reports, and in the case of Jeff Jones, benzodiazepines were reportedly detected after his fall near the lake. To some observers, these substances suggest possible incapacitation rather than simple intoxication, while others question whether all injuries and findings have been fully explained to the public. Finally, critics argue that Lady Bird Lake can serve as a convenient place to conceal homicide, since water can destroy evidence and make it harder to determine the time and cause of death. Because many cases are ultimately ruled accidental drownings, some believe signs of foul play may be overlooked, making the lake's repeated role seem less like coincidence and more like opportunity. The second theory says there is no serial killer walking around Austin, Texas, and the Lady Bird Lake deaths are a result of accidents, mostly accidental drownings. In response to public concern and online speculation, the Austin Police Department partnered with Texas State University to conduct an independent study of deaths in and around Lady Bird Lake. The goal was to determine whether the cases indicated criminal activity or a serial offender, or whether they fit known patterns of accidental drownings. Although 38 bodies were recovered between 2022 and 2025, researchers found no unusual spatial or temporal clustering suggestive of a serial offender. Instead, the cases were spread across different locations and time periods in a way that does not indicate coordinated or repeated targeting. An analysis of 189 drownings over 22 years identified only 8 cases near Rainy Street, averaging about 1 every 32 months and consistent with random risk. This frequency aligns with what would be expected in a busy nightlife area located next to an open body of water. From an epidemiological standpoint, the distribution matched normal patterns seen in urban recreational waterways. Similar trends have been documented in other cities where alcohol consumption, pedestrian traffic, and water access overlap. Demographic similarities among victims, including age and gender, also mirror broader data showing that about 78% of drowning victims are men aged 22 to 44. This group is statistically more likely to engage in late-night social activity and alcohol use, both of which increase the risk of accidental drowning. Toxicology results emphasized alcohol as a far more common factor than drug-facilitated assault, and national data shows homicidal drownings are extremely rare. Overall, the researchers and APD concluded that the deaths reflect environmental and behavioral risk factors tied to nightlife, alcohol use, and water access, not criminal targeting. Despite extensive investigations and an evidence-based study, unanswered questions continue to trouble many people following the Lady Bird Lake cases. Authorities maintain that the deaths align with well-documented patterns of accidental drownings, yet the number of recoveries, their closeness to Austin's nightlife districts, and lingering uncertainties in some cases keep public concern alive. For some, the explanation feels complete; for others, it does not. Is this a tragic but explainable convergence of alcohol, open water, and urban nightlife? Or is there more beneath the surface that has yet to come into focus? That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I'd really like to hear what you think. Do you trust the conclusions reached by investigators and researchers, or do you believe some questions remain unanswered? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. If you found this video informative, please consider liking and subscribing. It truly helps the channel grow. Until next time, bye.